Okay, guys, I just had to pause this video. Top 10 is like a long process, so yeah, continuing on.
And I just fucking exposed hers. And guess what? Mark my words, mark RFG's words. When she gets her deal, when she gets her endorsement deal or her movie or her TV show deal, that is the nail in the coffin for her being partly responsible behind her husband's assassination. Okay? Okay? You want to play Joker? You want to play fucking Joker? Well, guess what? RFG is Batman. RFG is Bruce Wayne, god damn it. Okay? Okay? This shit goes back to the motherfucking Pentagon, god damn it. Okay? They're about to stage a fucking race war. I told everybody to get your goddamn food, your water, and your ammunition ready, folks. Start building copper and wood pyramids. Go subscribe to Remedy H. Remedy H on YouTube. I'm subscribed to him. Go subscribe to him and learn how to start building these goddamn pyramids, because all hell is about to break loose in this nation. Okay? This is how deep this ritual was. It was a 3-1-1-3 ritual. Okay? It was a 3-1-1-3 ritual, because Nipsey Hussle, he died on the 31st of the month, March 31st, 2019, which was the 13-year anniversary of his wife's first movie appearance. Okay? Okay? Him and his wife, you see the white horse, the pale horse? Pale horse symbolizes death. The Sagittarius woman, who, depicted as the half horse-like creature, the Sagittarius woman on the horse, on the white horse, symbolizing death to come. Death to come to who? Death to come to her fucking husband. Okay? 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 Okay, and like I said, if the police department, if they really wanted justice, they'd be showing the fucking video footage from the camera that was right outside of Nipsey Hussle's store. Okay? This is why Nipsey Hussle was killed. Okay? This was released on this date, and he was killed 3 years and 1 day after this release date of the Fuck Donald Trump song. You see? You see? And this is what they're setting it up for. They're setting it up for a fucking race war, folks. You better get your shit ready. You better get your shit ready. Yep, because this is the deepest shit that I've looked at in a long time. But that's all I'm gonna touch on this topic. That's really all I had to say. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.
Okay, guys. So yeah, I apologize about that small little pause that I had to do with my recording. And we are going to proceed on with another great informative video. Yeah, his decoding of that assassination was completely incredible. Like I said, man, I really appreciate this dude. This dude is a shit. They not fucking with him, okay? And next, we have the 7th video, which is going to be on Tupac's true identity. Now, this video is very, very deep. It's crazy, you guys. Like I said, I will be posting every video link in the description box. Today, I am celebrating the channel of RFG ChosenOne and all the lives that he saved in the spiritual realm and all the people that he has woken up. He really, really does deserve his credit. And if people want to try and sleep on him, they can try, but that's not going to happen. This young man deserves just as much clout as other people are getting. So with that being said, enjoy.
Hey, what's good, people? It's RFG back at it today. And I just want to let everybody know that I stumbled across some information that was so groundbreaking, that was so perception altering, that was so...
Okay. Don't worry about that. We're going to keep going. Okay. don't know what's going on here. But it seems like they're trying to throw me off. Hold on, you guys. Let me see something. Because you know how this shit works when you're trying to put truth out. They don't like that shit. Let me just see something. It says this video may be inappropriate for some users. Okay, but I'm trying to play it. So play the video. Play the video. Okay, so if this one is acting up, we're going to skip to the importance of mummification, which is another very important video that he did. It's basically explaining how our ancestors practiced spirituality and they looked at death in a whole nother light. And mummification basically saved our ancestors from getting trapped throughout the Van Allen belt and made sure that they were able to go back and forth through dimensions. So with that being said, they're not going to stop this celebration of RFG on Chosen One's channel. They will not stop it. They will not disrupt it. And enjoy. There you go. There you go.
Hey, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? RFG's here today. I'm going to try to wake a lot of people up with this information. This is going to be touching on the overall importance of mummification. And I think this information basically blew past a lot of people's heads, and nobody really caught on to what's going on and what took place with our ancient ancestors, okay, in the ancient times, okay? So when we look into this mummification process, okay, this had to be the most sacred process performed on a human or any other living being, okay, after they went through their transition process, okay? Right here, you see what I'm saying? In the basic description, it says a mummy is a deceased human or an animal whose skin and organs have been preserved by either intentional or accidental exposure to chemicals, extreme cold, very low humidity, or lack of air, so that the recovered body does not decay further if kept in cool and dry conditions. Some authorities restrict the use of the term to bodies deliberately embalmed with chemicals, but the use of the word to cover accidentally desiccated bodies goes back to at least 1615 AD, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna basically shake the foundations of a lot of people's beliefs by this statement, okay? We are all supposed to be mummified after we die, okay? After our soul leaves our body, we are all supposed to be getting mummified after our death. That goes with animals as well as humans, okay? We're all supposed to be getting mummified, okay? Let me explain, okay? The mummification process, basically, you would take out all of the remaining organs out of the human body, okay? And most of the human organs were put in something known as canopic jars, okay? And these canopic jars were basically used as objects to keep pieces of our soul, keep pieces of our essence available for our ancestors to speak to and to communicate with, okay? Because every organ in our body, every piece of our body has a piece of our carbon, okay, that is laying dormant inside of it. So this carbon inside of our organs, inside of our bodies, can be used as mechanisms, as tools for communication for our ancestors to communicate with our spirits when our spirits are still dwelling in other dimensions, okay? So this is what our ancestors did after they mummified their loved ones' bodies, okay, after the mummification process. They used our bodies as tools of communication to the afterlife, to and from the afterlife, okay?
So when you look at what melanin is carbon. So that carbon can basically be used, okay, to communicate with our souls, with our spirits in the afterlife, okay? This is what's known as a Horcrux. If you study the Harry Potter books or you watch the Harry Potter movies, okay, right here, here's the definition of a Horcrux. Says the exact definition of a Horcrux is a receptacle prepared by dark magic, in which a dark wizard has intentionally hidden a fragment of his soul for the purpose of attaining immortality. The concept of a soul container, okay? A soul container, AKA the genie in the bottle, okay? So when you talk about the mummification process, we have 13 chakras. So basically, anywhere from 7 to 9 of those chakras would be staying behind in the third dimension. Okay, I'd say about 6. About 6 chakras would be staying behind in the third dimension, and the other 7 would be moving on into the afterlife, okay? 7 over 6. Your lower 6 chakras would be staying, okay, in the afterlife, and on the third dimensional realm, and then this higher 7 would be in the 5th dimensional realm. Okay, 7 chakras ascending into the afterlife, the lower 6, okay, staying on this earthly realm. Okay, this is what the canopic jars were. They were Horcruxes that held pieces of our souls. Okay, each organ carries a different amount of carbon, okay, in our bodies that can be tapped into to communicate with us in the afterlife. Okay, and the doctor that basically put this science to the forefront was none other than Dr. Layla Africa. Okay, I want a lot of people to start to study a lot of Dr. Layla Africa's work, because he definitely hit the nail on the head, okay, when he covered this subject. Okay, there's liquid melanin, there's gas melanin, and then there's solid melanin. Okay, melanin and carbon doesn't die. It does not die. It only transforms, ladies and gentlemen. It only transforms. Okay, and you can still communicate with certain ancestors in the afterlife, okay, by tapping in to their lower chakras, because you'll be tapping into their higher chakras in the 5th dimension. Okay, very, very, very profound information, ladies and gentlemen. So here's another thing I want people to understand when I talk about the importance of this mummification process. If this mummification process was not important, here you have a mummy, okay, that was mummified in Egypt, and they tried to keep this secret, okay? Right here, you see the individual braids. You see the individual braids, okay? Which basically proves, when you look at the cheekbones, the eyebrow ridge, the head shape, and the braids, okay, this proves without a doubt that, you see what I'm saying? These pharaohs right here shared the same DNA lineage of the Black people in America. Okay, here's the proof that they don't want you to know. It's right here. Okay, they can't hide it anymore. Okay, so like I was saying, for the people saying that this mummification process was not important, I will then reply by saying, why in the hell did our ancestors practice mummification on every single continent on this planet, on the earth? Okay, this right here is a mummy found in Egypt. This right here is a mummy of a giant, okay, of an Elohim. This is a mummy of an Elohim found in California, okay? in the 1800s. This right here, these right here are mummies that were found in South America. Okay, these were mummies that were found in South America. This was a mummy that was found in East India. Okay, this right here is a mummy that was found in Europe. Okay, this right here are mummies, are mummy heads of, okay, humans that were mummified in Australia, not only in Australia, but all of the Pacific Islands and the Pacific Ocean. Okay, all of those cultures practiced mummification. Okay, starting with Australia and New Zealand. Okay, here you go. Okay, why was mummification practiced by all of our ancestors all over the world if mummification was not important? Okay, we have to start putting two and two together, start thinking with our heads, start thinking with our higher self, start using logic and common sense here. There were pyramids built on every continent. On our ancestors on every continent worshiped the sun. Our ancestors on every continent mummified their dead. Our ancestors on every continent paid homage to a female creator. That's why, okay, this earth, civilization on this earth started out as a matriarchy before it came into a patriarchy. Okay, so this shows at one time, our ancestors all across the world built pyramids. They mummified their dead. They paid homage to a female universal creator, and they were under a matriarchy, a matriarchal system. Okay? And like I said, if you think this is bogus bullshit, just look at this information yourself, people. Just look at this information yourself. I am not talking out of my ass here. And I'm going to get to the really, really, really good part of this lecture. So just listen very carefully to what I'm about to say, okay? These pictures show that these people were being mummified on every single continent, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, when Kemet was taken over 2,000 years ago, this was one of the big reasons why. The reptilian humanoids and the demons that dwell in inner earth, they had to counteract. You see, because Kemet was the capital of the whole earth. Kemet was the financial and resource capital of the whole earth. So when it fell, the demons in inner earth, they had to stop our ancestors' power of interdimensional communication with spirits in the afterlife. They had to stop that. So what took place was, okay, they basically stopped mummification on every single continent. Wherever the Vatican took rulership on every continent on the earth, that is where they stopped mummification. They stopped mummification on every single continent on the earth, people. And that was to start, okay, these graveyards, the building of graveyards. But like I said, I also forgot to say that cats, not only were humans mummified, but cats and dogs were mummified, and the dinosaurs are ancient mummies as well. So like I was saying, the Vatican stopped the process of mummification so that graveyards can be built. So that graveyards can be built. And this is where it's going to get really deep, okay? So just listen very carefully. The Vatican stopped indigenous people all over the world from mummifying their dead to start up the graveyard system. And the graveyard system was created so we can make the morgue companies, okay, rich. We can make them rich, and we can make the hospitals rich, just like the morgue companies, the morgue business. And if you think it's bogus bullshit, the morgue business has to be an industry that is basically richer than the church, that is richer than the Christian church in the United States. Go look it up, because last time I checked, when our loved ones die, we end up paying anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 for the cremation or the funeral. So if 5,000 to 10,000 people are dying in this country every day, for them to have a proper burial, that would cost $3,000 to $7,000, correct? So multiply that $3,000 to $7,000 times 5 to 10,000, okay, times 5 to 10,000, and that's how much these fucking morgue, this morgue business, that's how much this morgue business is making every day. Every day, people. The morgue business is making 5,000 times in between 5 and 10,000 every day. That's how much they're making every day on average. Okay? So they're right up there with your Christian church, with your Catholic church, as far as robbing the people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting duped. We have been duped and robbed and hoodwinked. Plain and simple. Because what we are doing is we are setting our ancestors up, we're setting our loved ones up for reincarnation. Okay, when we throw them 6 feet under, we're setting them up for reincarnation, and their organs are being harvested by the global elite, by secret societies. Okay, the organs are being harvested. If you think that's bullshit, show me one construction site, okay, that is being made where graveyards are being expanded. Show me one site where there is construction work being done that shows graveyards being expanded. Show me one. You can't find it because they don't exist. Graveyards don't expand, and ever since graveyards came into the fruition after Kemet's fall, ever since graveyards came into fruition after Kemet's fall, graveyards have never expanded. Okay? Because they were set up for this very, very purpose that I'm talking about right now. The graveyard system is meant to rob the people blind of their money and to keep their loved one's body underground. So a secret fraternity, a secret society, a government agency, okay, that is performing organ trafficking, organ harvesting, they can easily dig up one of your loved ones and take one of their organs and sell it, okay, to a rich politician who needs the goddamn organ, okay? If you think it's bullshit, okay, here you go. Here is the morgue. Here's the morgue industry right here, where you see all these dead bodies. And I'm willing to bet my last dollar that the individuals who work in this morgue industry, they get bribed. They get bribed more than some politicians to give out organs to these organizations. Okay? Hearts, livers, kidneys, eyeballs, okay? Intestines, lungs, okay? Brains, eyes, ears, teeth, all getting harvested, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's not a game. This is not a game. And I'm gonna break it down to you like this. Not only is this happening in the United States, this is happening in every country all across the world. This is global, people. This is global. Everybody in the world is being duped. We are not supposed to be burying our loved ones. We're supposed to be mummifying them. Because when we bury our loved ones, we're giving them back to the same goddamn government we're speaking against, just so they can harvest their goddamn organs and harvest their bodies, okay, for reptilian food, for food for the Greys, and for organs for rich politicians. This isn't a game, people. It's not a game. And this is why, okay, they're charging people $3,000 to $7,000 just to have our loved ones buried. And when our loved ones are buried, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that our ancestors are crossing over whole. I don't think that they're crossing over the fifth dimension whole, people. I don't think they're crossing over whole. I don't. Okay? Because when you're 6 feet under, your essence, okay, your essence is not on the surface of Earth. Okay, so your essence won't be able to reach a stargate. Your soul, your higher 7 chakras won't be able to reach a stargate when you're 6 feet under. 6 feet under, you see what I'm saying? Because they want you in the realm of the beast. They want you in the realm of the 666 carbon prism, which is a light prison, which is a prison for your soul. Okay? That's why they bury you 6 feet under. Okay? Your lower 6 chakras. They want you stuck here. They don't want you to rise up. They don't want you to go through the mummification process that your ancient ancestors went through and perfected. Okay, it's time to wake up, because this morgue business, oh, you better bet your bottom dollar that what you see right here, okay, this is probably right before he's gonna sell a couple of organs from this individual to somebody buying it, okay, for tens of thousands of dollars. Minimum, okay? This guy right here has to be big ballin', because he's selling individuals' temple. He's selling your loved one's temple, people. He's selling their body parts. This is why the graveyards do not expand, okay? And a lot of these people here you see are unmarked, and their whole body will probably be shipped to inner earth or secret underground bases to be harvested by interterrestrials, okay? It's not a game, people. It's not a game. This is why the graveyards haven't been expanding, people. They're not burning these bodies. They are giving them away to the fucking government, people. It's time to wake up. That's why the graveyards haven't been expanding. So when you think about it, when you think very carefully, okay, you don't want to mummify your ancestors, or you don't want to mummify your loved ones. You don't want to mummify your loved ones who passed away. Okay, you don't want to mummify them because you're scared of who you really are. You're scared of who your ancestors were. Okay, you're scared of getting back on track with nature, because mummification, in my opinion, was all part of a natural process. Okay, you don't want to indulge in what your ancestors tapped into. So you want to give your money. You want to give $3,000 to $7,000 to the goddamn morgue business, okay? Just so your loved one can be buried 6 feet under and the organs be taken out, okay? So your loved one can be in purgatory or be reincarnated, okay? You want to do that, okay? Just so the goddamn morgue business can basically sell your loved one's organs, okay? That's what this is about, people. That's what this is about. You're telling me you want to pay $3,000 to $7,000 so your loved one can have their organs harvested and robbed and stolen, okay? And more than likely, okay, a lot of people, your loved ones, they're not even in their coffin. I'm pretty sure if you do the experiment yourself and dig them up, they're not even in the coffin. So please, somebody tell me, Why aren't the graveyards expanded? Somebody please tell me. Okay? This right here is why the Zionist Jews, they don't want the people across the world to start mummifying their dead again, because they're too fucking busy making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars off of the organ harvesting business, because they want your loved ones buried so they can take their fucking organs. They don't want the people, okay, to bury their loved ones in a process known as mummification. Okay, they don't want you to put your loved ones in a tomb, you see, which sends your soul back to the galactic womb. You see what I'm saying? Because the tomb is nothing but sending the soul back to the womb. That's all that process is. Okay? And that process took 40 days. Okay? That's why it says it took Jesus's soul 40 days, okay, to enter the gates of heaven. And Jesus is really the sun in the sky, which is Horus. Okay, so when they talk about Jesus, they're talking about the people of the sun. They're talking about the melanated people on the earth. So when the melanated people on the earth, when they want to reach the afterlife, that process is going to take 40 days. So that's why the mummification process takes 40 days. Okay, very deep. It takes a little bit over a month for a soul to completely reach over into the afterlife. Okay, our ancestors knew this. That's why they all performed the mummification process across every continent on the earth. Okay, so like I said, the Zionist Jews, they want us to pay top dollar to put our loved ones in graveyards to make them rich. Okay, not only to make them rich, but so they can steal our loved ones' organs and make more tens of millions of dollars off of the organ trafficking business. Okay? They do not want our loved ones' organs to be put in canopic jars. Okay? They don't want our loved ones' organs to be placed in canopic jars. You see, because when you do that, you're able to communicate with your loved one that has basically been reached over into the afterlife. You'll be able to communicate with your ancestor or your loved one in the afterlife, okay? Over into the fifth dimensional realm. This is very, very important, deep alchemy. This is very, very deep, important science here, people, okay? Your whole 6 chakras, your whole lower 6 chakras are supposed to stay here in the lower realm, okay? Everything else, okay, is supposed to be outside of the body. That's why the brain and the heart were taken outside of the body, okay? Because the electromagnetic energy surrounding the brain and the heart, that energy right there, that is gonna have to go outside of the body, okay? So your essence, so your soul's essence can go through that stargate, okay? We are our pineal gland. We are our heart and our pineal gland, okay? That's why if you chop off somebody's arm, okay, if they get the proper treatment, they will survive. But if you take out their heart, or if you chop off their head, they are gone, because the two things, okay, that power our whole essence and are a part of our higher consciousness are our heart and our brain. Our heart and our brain. Those are the two most important organs in our body, ladies and gentlemen, okay? That's why those weren't put in canopic jars, because the pieces of our chakra, the pieces of our soul, essence and those two organs, those have to hit the Stargate. Those have to reach a Stargate, okay? Above the Earth's surface. When that happens, our loved ones, okay, if their heart is light as a feather, they'll be able to reach the afterlife, okay? So after death, our soul basically goes down into inner earth to be weighed, okay, to be weighed by Anubis, the god of the underworld, by Anubis. That's why Anubis was the god of mummification, okay? Shows it right here. Shows it right here. And if our heart was light as a feather, okay, we were able to go through the Stargate necessary to get to the fifth dimension, okay, which is known as the afterlife, okay? So the heart was the most important piece of all of this, okay? The heart and the pineal gland, okay? Two most important organs in our body, okay? And our government that's ran by corrupted Zionist Jews, they don't want us to know this information. They don't want us to perform these mummification rituals that our ancestors did, okay? Because they want to harvest our organs. They want to harvest our bodies. They want to harvest our energy, and they want to make money off of it, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So like I said, the choice is yours. You can either spend $5,000 to $7,000 just so your loved one's organs can get stolen, okay? So the reptilians and the Greys and the Zionist Jew bastards can live off of our relatives' organs, or, like I said, you can go back to the way our ancient ancestors did it, ladies and gentlemen. The choice is yours, okay? This information I'm relaying today is revolutionary on a global scale, because this organ harvesting phenomena, this organ harvesting business is satanic, demonic bullshit that's been going on for over 2,000 years all across the earth, on every continent, in every country. Because just like in America, the graveyards are not expanding in every other country, just like the graveyards aren't expanding in the United States. So what's going on, people? We have way more people dying, okay, than room that's being made for dead bodies in these graveyards. Okay, so where are these dead bodies going, people? Okay, start to study Dr. Layla Africa's work. Okay, Dr. Layla Africa is it?
Okay, you guys. So, this is my first time doing a celebration of a channel, and as you know, I picked him because he's literally the most impactful and informative channel that I've came across. So now that we got this stuff, we're gonna skip on to, let me see. Yeah, so we're gonna skip on to the, now I know we had to take one video out with the Nipsey Hussle video. They were tripping, they were making excuses and shit, but whatever. So now we're gonna skip on to this one, which would be titled David Rockefeller Death Clarity. Very important information. A lot of you guys that are being followed, we already know what's going on. I don't want to say too much, but you know what's going on, and he's basically going to explain to you, you know, what's actually been happening within the leadership of this world and how things really work. And with that being said, let's get it going. And yeah, this video is only 11 minutes. That's why I got all his good long videos. I got those in first because, like I said, there's a lot of people out here, but when it comes to truth and real revolution, like when it comes to the truth, the mental mind of revolution, not the matrix part of it, but the real part of it, this is your leader, hands down. This is your leader. Now you might have some other leaders, they might be out, you know, a leader in a more lower vibration, but your higher vibration, your fifth dimensional vibration is RFG Chosen One. And with that being said, getting ready to start this video titled David Rockefeller and the Death Clarity. Enjoy.
What's good? It's RFG back at it today. This video is going to be really short. This is just my take on the situation that went on in the past 24 hours regarding the death of David Rockefeller. Now, I want everyone to know that just yesterday, I uploaded a picture to Instagram, and it was a picture that stated I was going to be giving a lecture regarding the 13 royal bloodlines of the Bavarian Illuminati. And, you know, lo and behold, this morning, you know, I get people sending me messages on Instagram stating that David Rockefeller is now dead. Okay, first and foremost, David Rockefeller was a big member in what we know as the Bavarian Illuminati, but he's not the entire pyramid. Okay, the 13 families are a group of people. You can basically, you know, look at them as a pyramid of power, and David was only a piece of that pyramid. Okay, all of the assets, all of the money that he acquired in his life, all of the fortune that he acquired, it's all going to be given to his kids and his grandkids. And technically speaking, we don't even know if the media is telling us the truth, if he's dead or alive. Okay, straight up, because these people are liars and deceivers. Okay, don't get distracted. Okay, because like I said, this information to me really isn't even all that important. Period. Until we see hundreds of thousands, close to millions of people detaching from this wicked system, okay, and denouncing their U.S. citizenship, turning over their birth certificates and their social security cards, there's no progress being made, okay? Plain and simple. So that's really all I had to say about that situation. Now, I'm gonna touch on this video that I was gonna post today, but I can't touch on it for too long because I have to go to court in the next 30 minutes. So what I'm gonna say is that a lot of people in the so-called conscious community have been spewing out misinformation, okay? Because they've been looking things over when they have been stating that Caucasians are not human, okay? I want everybody to know that normal Caucasians that exist in our society that we see every day, they are human. The only problem is they have a mutated gene, okay? Because, ladies and gentlemen, if they weren't human, they wouldn't be able to breed with melanated people, okay? A Caucasian person with blonde hair and blue eyes can have a baby with a melanated woman and produce a melanated child, you see? So we can't say that they're not human because they are human. The thing is, they have a mutated recessive gene, okay? And a piece of their nuclear DNA was spliced with Neanderthal DNA, okay? That being said, that does not denote the fact that their mitochondrial DNA goes back to the original melanated woman, okay, on this planet, okay? So, you know, a lot of people have been overlooking that information. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Caucasians are a whole different species. That's false. That's false. They're 98 to 95% human and only 2 to 5% Neanderthal. Okay, so their human factor outweighs their Neanderthal factor. They can mate and have a baby with a melanated person. They're human. Okay, they just have a mutated nuclear part of their genetic code. Okay, so what I wanted to say is when we talk about the 13 richest families on the planet, the 13 bloodlines of you know, the Bavarian Illuminati, we're talking about entities that are not human. Okay, we're talking about the quote unquote Caucasians, okay, that are posing as Caucasians, but they're not human. Those are the 13 richest families in the world. Okay, let me explain. This bloodline goes back past Kemet, past Ethiopia, all the way back to Babylon. Okay, that's where this bloodline originates from. And when we just think about this in a broad perspective, we know that there's no way that the individuals in the 13 richest families, there's no way they can be human. There's no way. Because if you do your research and you go back to the ancient empire of Rome, those leaders in ancient Rome, that bloodline and power, they were inbreeding. They were mating with each other. Their family was having incest, okay? The ruling elite in Rome were mating with each other. The ruling elite in Greece were mating with each other. When the Ptolemies came to Egypt, Kemet, and took it over, the Ptolemies were intermingling, you know, and mating with each other. You know what I'm saying? Family was having sex with family to reproduce. And the Ptolemies in ancient Kemet. When we go back to Babylon, when Babylon got taken over, okay, that ruling family in Babylon, you know, like I said before, Nimrod, his family, they were inbreeding. They were having incest. And why were they having incest, ladies and gentlemen? They were having incest not because they wanted to, because they had to. They weren't human. They were not human. It wasn't the fact that they didn't want to breed with the goy. They didn't want to breed with normal humans. No, people. The people in power, the ruling elite in power, did not have sex or reproduce with normal people because, ladies and gentlemen, they are not normal people. They are literally extraterrestrial. Okay, the 13 richest families on this world, in this world, that own the major corporations that control this world, that control the dollar around this world, they're not human. That is why, if you do your research in every goddamn ancient civilization, the ruling elite practiced incest. Go look it up. You know why? Because they didn't have a goddamn choice. They didn't have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. They did not have a choice, okay? A human cannot walk up to a dog, have sex with a dog, and produce offspring. Can't happen. A human can't walk up to a reptile and mate with it and have offspring with it. Can't happen, okay? Same thing, if we try to reproduce with a shark or a whale, can't happen. It was the same exact, ladies and gentlemen, it was the same exact thing when we talk about the ancient bloodlines that were ruling throughout the ancient civilizations on this earth. They all practiced incest, all of them. You know why? Because they didn't have a goddamn choice. Extraterrestrial entities cannot mate with normal humans unless there is genetic splicing, artificial splicing that takes place. Period, point blank. You can look it up yourself. Even in today's society, in ancient, in Rome, in Kemet, in Greece, in Babylon, every single ruling class, they all practiced inbreeding because the motherfuckers didn't have a choice. The motherfuckers is not human, okay? Do you really think a human is gonna spray chemtrails? Look at these chemtrails, people, all over Vegas. Okay, you really think that humans are gonna spray chemtrails and destroy other humans and destroy their own planet? Ladies and gentlemen, if this is the ruling elite's planet that they came from, why the fuck are they destroying it? Why would you destroy your home planet, people? It's time to wake up, man. It's time to wake up. Okay? You think they're giving you fake food, they're killing off babies, they're eating babies,
You know what I'm saying? These people are behind the sex trafficking, child pornography, child rape in the thousands of kids. And you think these people are human? You think these entities are human? You got to be out your goddamn mind. These motherfuckers is insectilian, draconian, okay, and grays. The incunabula, the individuals living in inner earth who control everything that's going on the surface. Period, point blank. Okay, these entities are not human. Killing off all the animals, causing wars and wars and wars, killing innocent children over nothing, over just resources and oil, causing nothing but chaos, pandemonium, division, and murder. That's the only thing that these entities at the top are causing. And you people think that they're human. Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. And like I said, if you just think about it, for a second, you will know that they're not human. That's why they practiced incest for so damn long, okay? If you don't believe me, just do your research on the incunabula. Go look at my older videos on the topic. That's really all I had to say. I'm gonna keep this video really short. Today's my court date. You know, I'm gonna be dropping another video tomorrow regarding giant skeletons of giants that are being found around the world. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG movement and Atlantean movement. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.
Okay, guys. So yeah, I know you love that one. Okay, so we're gonna skip on to the next video, which will be, so hold on. So I want to make sure I keep.
Coding the future is the language I love.
One second. Keep these on pause because I need these links for my description box. Oh yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna go to the next video. Now, here's the thing. The video I wanted to play was, well, it was basically after the Nipsey HUSSLE video that RFG did. Basically you know, explaining the truth about Tupac. So that we had you know, technical difficulties evidently. So what I want to do is I'm going to try, and before this last slide, I want to see if maybe we can get this thing going again without any issues. And if we can't, I promise a top 10 video of RFG ChosenOne, and that's what we are going to do. And so with that being said, we're going to try RFG's video on Tupac, and if something happens to go wrong, then I am just going to choose a different spot for number 9, which comes before his 10th video, which talks about him and his own life and his spiritual journey. And that video will be titled right here. It's called RFG ChosenOne Mini Biography. So this needs to be moved. That's number 10. And this is our empty space that we're looking for. So let's see if we can get this Tupac shit up. So if we can get this shit out, we good. Let me see. If it gives us issues, then I will find another very informative and impactful video for you guys. Let's see. Tupac. Yeah, Tupacs. I had a few shots, you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was drinking alcohol. Sorry. Okay, here we go. I found it. Now let's see what it does. I understand and wish to proceed. Let's do it.
That was so
enjoy.
Profound. Okay. It actually brought me to tears. It takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot, you know what I'm saying, to bring somebody like me to tears, people. Okay? Because this information that I'm about to show you guys will change lives today. And and you're never really gonna think the same about our reality. Okay. This right here, as we all know, is Tupac Shakur. Okay, Tupac, we all know, was born in 1971. Got his first record deal with Digital Underground, I believe, in '89, and then supposedly died in '96. I made a video about this individual back in 2015, but I was under the impression that he went into this good-hearted. You know what I'm saying? I was under the impression that Tupac was a real martyr, that he was a real revolutionary, and somehow he was able to fake his death. Okay, and I'm here to tell you all that that's fake, that's phony, that's a lie. Okay, Tupac was never what we thought he was. Okay, so let me go into exact detail. Okay, before I have people going crazy on my feed. Okay, do you all know that Afeni Shakur, she was facing she was in court as a Black Panther, and she was facing 300 years in prison. Okay, she was facing 300 years in prison. Now I'm gonna ask you guys something. Back in the late 60s, early 70s, the United States government declared the Black Panthers a terrorist organization. They hated the Black Panthers, with all their hearts. They hated the Black Panthers to a T. They couldn't stand them. So 95% of the Black Panthers that were taken into government custody, those Black Panthers were turned into informants. They were killed, or they were put in jail for 20 plus years. If you don't believe me, just do the fucking research on your own. Okay? So somebody is gonna have to explain to me how Afeni Shakur went into a court case where she was facing 300 years, and not only did she get the sentence reduced, okay, she got it reduced all the way down to zero. From 300 years to zero. And she did that under the Black label. Ladies and gentlemen, under the Black label, you have no rights. You have no rights up in court, up against the system. We all know that firsthand. Okay? So how did this woman, being labeled Black and being a Black Panther, reduce a 300-year prison sentence to 0 years? Okay? How did that happen? I know it's going to hurt your hearts. It's going to hurt your hearts, ladies and gentlemen. But we can't come into this thing emotional. We have to use critical thinking and proper discernment. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Afeni Shakur became a government informant, became a CIA informant, okay, for the CIA. Okay? And she also sold her son out, and was the one who, brought it to Tupac's attention to basically comply with the government's agenda. Okay? And like I said, I'm shattering paradigms today. Okay? I'm shattering paradigms today. Okay, Tupac's name. Do you know Tupac's name was not Tupac? Tupac's name, Tupac Shakur. See, his last name is this is not even his real last name. Okay? Tupac's real name is Lassane Parrish Crooks. Let me repeat, Tupac's name is Lassane Parrish Crooks. That's his government name. That's his CIA name. Okay? Lassane Parrish Crooks. That's very funny. That's very funny because when you look at Afeni Shakur's last name, her last name isn't Crooks. When you look at Billy Garland, Okay, Tupac's real father's name was Billy Garland. Okay, so Tupac's father's last name was Garland. Where the hell did they get Crooks from? Okay, it's time to start waking the fuck up. Tupac's mom, her last name was never Crooks. Tupac's father's last name is Billy Garland. His last name is Garland, not Crooks. Where in the fuck did they get Crooks? I know where they got Crooks. Okay? When Afeni Shakur was in prison for her short period of time, Afeni Shakur had a cellmate, and this cellmate, her name was Carol Crooks. Her name was Carol Crooks. So Afeni basically came up with Tupac's fake last name, okay, and named him after her cellmate. And her cellmate, Carol Crooks, ran a movement for lesbians in the nation. Let me repeat. Afeni Shakur's cellmate ran a movement for lesbians in the United States, and it was called Dyke's Quarterly. Dyke A Quarterly. Go look this up, people. Go look it up. Okay? Afeni Shakur's cellmate was the head of Dyke's Quarterly, Dyke A Quarterly, the movement for lesbians. It probably got turned into some LGBT shit or whatever the hell they call it. Okay? So, you see, just like how Afeni sold out to have her 300-year sentence reduced to 0 years, Carol Crooks complied to government orders, and she started her own movement for lesbians in the United States. Once again, her name was Carol Crooks. This was Afeni Shakur's cellmate in prison. Do your research and find the truth for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So that is where they got the name, okay? For Tupac's last name, his government last name was Crooks, just like his mother's cellmate. You see? And both his mother's cellmate and his mother sold over to the CIA and the FBI to have her 300 years prison sentence reduced to 0 years. Okay? And this is also going to be significant about the last name of Crooks. See, they had to give him that last name. You see, COINTELPRO, they had to give him that last name. Now let me explain what took place in the past. You see, the government was taking note of these black messiah figures, these melanated messiah figures that were coming out of the woodwork, that were coming out of the ghettos to raise awareness to their people, okay, and try to wake their people up, okay, to nationalize together and to support each other, okay. The government and COINTELPRO started taking note of these, okay, these black leaders, and they said, how do we stop this? How the hell do we stop this? Okay. Then the goddamn Black Panther Party rose and they said, God damn it, this has got to stop. Okay. The CIA, the FBI, COINTELPRO, they said, this has got to stop. So after they took out most of the black leaders and they infiltrated the Black Panther Party, this is what they said. They said that we will make sure that there will never be another predominant black leader that comes out of the ghettos to raise awareness to the people. So they came together in conferences, okay? The CIA, COINTELPRO, they came together in conferences and said, how in the hell are we going to stop all these black leaders from rising and waking the people up? And, somebody came to the conclusion and they said, well, shit, instead of stopping one, in order to stop one, we're going to give them one. We're going to create a fucking leader for them. You see what I'm saying? Instead of trying to stop leaders from rising up in the community, we're going to give them one. We're going to give them one. And this leader, okay, is going to be very talented. It's going to be very charismatic, okay? Very handsome and charming, okay? And this person was Tupac Shakur, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Okay? So Afeni Shakur, okay, agreed to have her son play this role, play this dualistic role in society in order to make himself look like a martyr, okay? In order to make himself look like a hero and a martyr, okay? Because I'm gonna break it down to you. The whole Tupac story, his whole career, he is the Black Jesus. Let me repeat, Tupac was a CIA operative, and his role was to become the Black Jesus. Okay? Okay? And he had to play this dualistic role, okay? Good and bad. Tupac, remember, it's Tupac, two faces. He was a Gemini. Two faces to Gemini, okay? And he had to become a martyr. He had to become a martyr in the eyes of the public to gain sympathy and emotion from the public, okay? Okay? And you see, he started out, you know what I'm saying, waking the people up, you know what I'm saying, on the conscious level, so he seemed like an intelligent revolutionary, you see, when he first started out. See, Brenda's got a baby. Then after that, you know what I'm saying, we have Thug Life. But wait a fucking second. Thug Life goes directly against this shit right here. You see what I'm saying? You can't be some intelligent revolutionary, you know what I'm saying? A motherfucking savior figure. And then on the other hand, right here, you know what I'm saying, talking about Thug Life with an AK-47, a bullet, and a goddamn bottle of alcohol, you know what I'm saying, promoting Thug Life. So in one aspect, we're you know what I'm saying, we're trying to raise the awareness of women, but in the other aspect, we're making videos like, you know what I'm saying, I Get Around, you know what I'm saying, promoting porn stars. So if you tell me that that's not contradictory and there's no agenda behind that, I'd have to say that you're not enlightened. Okay? Tupac was playing out his role. And they set this up, the CIA set this up to a fucking T. They set his fucking career up to a T. It was all fucking staged. Okay? Then he went through the court case with the rape charge. So then they tried to make it look like, you know, the government was going against him, the media was going against him, you know what I'm saying? Record labels were going against him because they wanted to make him look like a martyr. You see? Because we're dealing with Black Jesus. Okay? Okay? So he goes in with the beef with Notorious B.I.G., okay, and Bad Boy, okay, which ultimately leads to his supposed death. Okay? So they wanted to make him look like a savior figure in the Black community. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. Everybody who was closely associated with Tupac ended up dead. The government tried to murder Assata Shakur, but Assata Shakur was able to escape to Cuba, okay? So that's one person that they tried to kill and that they ran out of the goddamn country who was associated with Tupac. Oh, Tupac's real father, and this is Tupac's real father. I compared his facial features with Tupac's facial features. Tupac has his mother's eyes with the rest of his features being his father's. Okay, so Billy Garland was his father. Billy Garland was killed, was murdered in 1999, 3 years after his son supposedly died. So everybody who was closely interconnected to Tupac ended up dead. Assata Shakur, Billy Garland, okay, Afeni Shakur died May 2nd, okay, over 2 years ago. Okay, that's his mother. Okay. Tupac's right-hand man, Yaki Gaddafi, he fucking died, what was it? 4 months? No, 2 months. Around 2 months after Tupac died. Tupac's right-hand man. And what was crazy was Gaddafi died at a fucking, after a fucking, what was it? What was his name? Sorry, but Mike Tyson. He died at a Mike Tyson fight, okay, during a Mike Tyson fight, just like Tupac supposedly did. Okay? So here we have his right-hand man, okay, Gaddafi from the Outlaws, died 2 months after Tupac, okay, at basically right during a Mike Tyson fight, just like Tupac did. Okay? You guys better wake up. You guys better wake the hell up. And then Orlando Anderson. Okay? And what's so crazy is I think Orlando Anderson is actually related to Tupac. Look at his fucking eyebrows. Look at his fucking eyebrow ridge and his eyebrows. Okay? Shit, he looks like he could be related to Tupac. Orlando Anderson was murdered May 29th, 1998. So that is 2 years after Tupac's supposed death. So 2 years after he got stomped out by Suge and Pac, okay, Orlando Anderson is dead, okay? And I'm going to tell you why all these motherfuckers died, okay? And it's because Tupac is a goddamn CIA agent. Okay? What happened to Suge? What happened to Suge Knight? Suge Knight is now in the process of going to prison for 30 years. You know why? Because Suge Knight knows that Pac was a goddamn government agent and Pac is still fucking alive. Okay? And they don't want that information getting out. That is why everybody associated with fucking Tupac is either dead or in prison. Okay? Now let's talk about Tupac's death scene. Just like XXXTentacion's, god damn it, we have no blood. We have no blood outside of the crime scene. But wait a second. Even if they did clean the blood with peroxide, where the fuck is the liquid? We're supposed to be seeing wet spots outside of the fucking car, whether it's blood or peroxide. If you put peroxide on the fucking blood, we're still gonna see the goddamn imprints of the blood outside of the car. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to rip this shit to shreds. I'm about to rip this fucking story to fucking shreds, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we have an album that came out, okay, called the Don Illuminati mixtape, 7 Day Theory, right after Tupac's death, maybe a month, 2 weeks after Tupac's death, supposed death. And we have Tupac on a cross. You see what I'm saying? Just like the goddamn Hail Mary movie video, because like I said, Tupac was the Black Jesus. His whole career, he was personifying the Black Jesus. Okay? Now let me rip this motherfucking story to shreds. They said that Suge Knight was grazed in the head with a bullet. They said Suge Knight was grazed in the head with a bullet. Well, guess what? Last time I checked, if a bullet grazes your head, that means it's going to peel off and it's going to burn off a long piece of your skin. And a long line of his skin is going to have to be burned off if he got grazed by a bullet. So he's supposed to have a scar that's supposed to be elongated. That's supposed to look like a streak mark. Okay? I'm not talking about a dot or an imprint. You're not going to get that when you get grazed. When you get grazed, there's supposed to be a streak mark over the body, over the place where you got grazed. Guess what? Suge Knight is bald. Suge Knight is fucking bald. So we're supposed to see this fucking streak mark. Where the fuck is it? You can't tell me he's wearing makeup everywhere he fucking goes. Like I said, where is it? Where is it, folks? Where is it? They said that was their word for word what they said on the goddamn police report. Is Suge Knight got grazed in the head with a bullet. I want to see the goddamn graze mark. Where's the graze? I sure as hell don't see it. Shit, if anybody can show me that, I would love to see it. Okay? That's a crock of shit. Then they changed the story 3 times. They said that Suge Knight opened the door to let Tupac out. Then a white police officer said he was the one that opened the door to let Tupac out. Then a fucking an ambulance man said he was the one who opened the door to let Tupac out. Who the fuck is it? Who did it? Who did it? Okay? We have Tupac on the cross personifying Black Jesus, the 7-day theory. This is tied with the time Tupac was shot to the time that he was supposedly killed. He supposedly died on September 13th. Tupac was supposedly shot September 6th and supposedly died September 13th. That's a 7-day difference. That 7-day difference is why they came up with the 7-day theory. Okay? Okay? Let me tell you guys something. These are all the movies that Tupac was featured in. Let me tell you guys something. You do not get involved in mainstream Hollywood movies unless you are undergoing Freemasonic homosexual rituals behind the scenes. Let me repeat. You do not get Hollywood airtime on Hollywood movies unless you are undergoing Freemasonic homosexual rituals behind the scenes. Period. Okay? So that goes for Tupac, or should I say Lassane Crooks. That should go for Lassane Crooks Thug Life. Lassane Crooks / Thug Life, because they called him Crooks because he's promoting the Thug Life. You see, that goes for Tupac as well. You don't get Hollywood airtime unless you're undergoing these rituals. Period, point blank. Okay? Which shows that he knew what he got himself into. He knew firsthand, okay, his agenda, and he knew that he only had 7 years in the industry, that the Freemasons, the elites, only gave him 7 years in the industry, okay? And I'm gonna fucking prove that, okay? Okay, if you look at this album, the Don Illuminati 7-Day Theory, there are certain songs in this album where you can hear Tupac saying, they only gave me 7 years, okay? He was talking about the music industry and the CIA. They only gave him 7 years, okay? And then he's quoted saying 7 days. 7 days, talking about the 7-Day Theory, talking about the point between he was shot and the point between his supposed death, okay? 7 days and the 7-Day Theory. And in one of these songs in this album, he literally says that they gave me 7 years, okay? He's talking about that point from 1989 to 1996. And then in another song in this album, he said that it all ends in 96. Let me repeat. Tupac himself said it's all going to end in 96. This album came out after his supposed death, but guess what? This fucking album was recorded far before his death, ladies and gentlemen. It was recorded far before his death, okay? And it was released after his death. So he knew that it was all gonna end in 96, and he knew that he only had 7 years far before this incident took place in 96, folks. Okay? Okay? Here you see Tupac with the fucking Baphomet ring. Here you see Tupac with the fucking Baphomet ring. There's also pictures of Tupac with the chain. Here you go right here with the chain on, okay, of the Angel of Death. The Angel of Death was known as Azrael. Azrael, he has on an Azrael chain, okay, an Azrael pendant. Here is the ring of the Baphomet, okay? The hermaphrodite known as Ogo, Satan, aka Set, the fallen one, the fallen star, okay? He had to undergo these rituals for his status and for his fame and to become a legend and to become a fucking icon, okay? Okay? This right here, folks, is what I call the nail in the coffin, okay? This lady right here was at the scene of Tupac's death, supposed death. And do you know what she said she saw? She said that she saw Tupac get into a helicopter and fly off in a fucking helicopter. Okay? Which goes completely against what the mainstream media was saying. Okay? And not only that, this lady right here is a fucking actor, is a fucking television host, and a actor named Paige Himmis. Go look it up. So you tell me, what in the fuck was Paige Himmis doing, okay, outside of Tupac's car on a random fucking corner of Flamingo Avenue and Cobalt Street? Okay? What in the fuck was a white TV show host, actress doing on the corner of Flamingo and Cobalt Street, which is basically a fucking ghetto in Las Vegas right now, okay? Right outside of Tupac. So you mean to tell me she just so happened to be right outside of Tupac's fucking car? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? And not only that, she said something that goes directly against what the mainstream media told us. And she said Tupac left in a fucking helicopter. Go look it up. Okay? So right here, we have a fucking crisis actor. We have a crisis actor. And guess what? Orlando Anderson, okay? If you study Orlando Anderson's A&E interview, look up the lady who conducted Orlando Anderson's A&E interview. That white lady who conducted Orlando Anderson's interview was a fucking crisis actor. Go look it up. Go look it up, folks. Go look it up, folks. Now let's get back to fucking shattering this bullshit story they gave us. Now they told us that Tupac was shot 3 times in the chest, okay? And that his lungs, one of his lungs was punctured. They had to remove one of his lungs. And he may have gotten shot another time in the limb, maybe one time in the stomach. So he got shot 4 times. So let's say he got shot twice in the chest, twice in the stomach, and one time in one of his limbs. This is funny because if you look at this picture, they sure as hell didn't tell me that Tupac got shot anywhere near his fucking head. Now, they told me that Tupac got grazed in the head when he got shot in New York. Now, when Tupac got shot in New York in 94 or 95, okay, that's when Tupac got grazed in the head. Tupac never got grazed in the head, never got shot in the fucking head in Las Vegas. That's not even on the motherfucking police report. So please tell me, folks, why did they make this incision on the back of Tupac's head? Let me repeat myself. Why did they make this incision on Tupac's head if the fucking bullets entered his fucking chest and his abdomen? What are you cutting into his head for? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a staged photo of Tupac with fake movie blood and a fake incision in his head with makeup, okay? With fake blood makeup on him, okay? This is fake and staged, okay? It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Ladies and gentlemen, Tupac is Black Jesus. Let me repeat. Tupac is Black Jesus, okay? He was born on June 16th, which is 616. 616 is 13, which is Christ consciousness, okay? Christ consciousness, 616. He was Black Jesus, okay? So once again, okay, in his life, in his role as a CIA agent known as Lassane Crooks, he had to basically portray the role of a martyr, okay? They had to get somebody who can play the role of the martyr perfectly, who can play the dualistic Gemini role perfectly, okay? So on one side, he was the intelligent revolutionary, okay? He was the intelligent revolutionary, okay, who was all about revolution and upliftment of his people. And then on the other side, we have low vibrational thug life, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drink alcohol and I'm going to promote polygamy and pornography. You see what I'm saying? You see? And then he got caught up in the fake rape charge. So it made it look like everybody was against him. You know what I'm saying? The government was against him. The police were against him. You see what I'm saying? The music industry was against him, you know, and they even had a situation where Tupac gunned down. Let me repeat this. Tupac gunned down 2 off-duty police officers in Atlanta. Let me repeat this, folks. Tupac gunned down 2 off-duty police officers in Atlanta. Okay. So now that we get that, he was under the label of Black, just like his mother. So how in the fuck can somebody who has a dead status of Black shoot 2 off-duty police officers and get off scotch fucking free? Huh? Somebody tell me how? Who can do that besides an FBI or a COINTELPRO CIA agent? Who can do that and get off scotch-free? He's, like I said, you guys better wake up. He was a fucking agent, just like his mother. Okay? And that's why they murdered everybody, damn near everybody, who was closely associated with Tupac, because they never wanted this fucking information to get out. They never wanted this information to get out, okay? They did not want a credible source to say that Tupac was really an agent and to say that he was really alive, okay? Okay? And his role was to be Black Jesus. So what did Tupac do? Just like I said, okay? Tupac, he played the martyr role, okay? Then it looked like the world was against him. Everybody started to attack him. He got into altercations, okay? And then he was put to death. But guess what? After he was put to death, God damn it, he resurrected. He fucking resurrected, okay? Okay? So he died. He was, okay, I'm about to blow you guys' minds. He was shot on September 7th, on September 6th. So September 6th, September was originally the 7th month. September and 6th, 7 and 6, that's 13. Okay, so there's a 13 connection right there. The date numerology of when he was supposedly shot is September 6th, Septo 676, which is 13. And then he died on the 13th of the month. He supposedly died on the 13th of the month. 13, he was born 616, 616, 13. Christ consciousness, okay? The Black Christ, okay? The Black Christ. And what the fuck happened 7 years after Tupac was supposedly dead in 96? What happened 7 years after 96? What happened 7 years after 96? Oh, Tupac was fucking resurrected with his fucking documentary. What was the title of the documentary? Tupac Resurrection. Tupac Resurrection. They had to resurrect Black Jesus. That's why they put Machiavelli on the goddamn cross. On the goddamn cross. Because Tupac was supposed to fake his goddamn death. And they were supposed to resurrect his ass. Okay? They were supposed to resurrect his ass with a documentary. Not only did they resurrect him with a documentary, they resurrected his ass with a hologram at Coachella. Okay? In LA in 2012, they resurrected his ass at Coachella. But this is another goddamn nail in the coffin, okay? Which proves that Tupac was Black Jesus, and his CIA role was to play out Black Jesus to the public, okay? They 7 years after his fake death, they gave him the Tupac Resurrection documentary. So in 2012, they resurrected him as a hologram. Guess what this is? This is the same shit as the Jesus hologram of fucking Project Bluebeam, of Jesus returning, Jesus resurrected. So the same goddamn theology of Tupac faking his death and coming back as a hologram is the same theology as the Jesus story being fake, and them putting a hologram of Jesus in the goddamn sky as part of fucking Project Bluebeam. It's fucking over. And if you don't believe me, if you don't fucking believe me, I gotta pay homage to this YouTube channel. I gotta give credit where credit is due. God damn it. If you go on YouTube and you put in Tupac hoax revealed, your mind will be open. Your pineal gland will be fully awake, okay? This guy will tell you all the documented proof that you need. He'll show you all the documented proof you need, okay? Which proves what the fuck I'm saying. The death certificate on Tupac is fake. The autopsy report on Tupac is fake, okay? His social security number is fucking fake, okay? Flat out. Flat the fuck out. Okay? It is all staged and fake. Okay? Tupac, his role as a CIA agent was to become the Black Jesus, the Black Messiah, the Black Jesus. That's why they had to put his ass on the Machiavelli cross, and they had to resurrect his ass, okay, with the Tupac Resurrection documentary, and they had to resurrect his ass as a hologram, okay, at Coachella. The same shit that they're gonna do with Jesus, with the white Jesus. That's what Project Bluebeam's gonna do. They're gonna project a holographic image of white Jesus in the sky to get all you fucking Christians to fucking believe in that bullshit, okay? So shit, I believe they're probably gonna set up a situation where they do reveal Tupac, and all you sheeple are gonna go fucking crazy. All you motherfuckers is probably gonna go fucking crazy and lose your goddamn minds, because here's why there was no investigation for Tupac, okay? There was no investigation for Tupac because Tupac, nobody killed him. He's under FBI. He's under FBI control. He's under FBI residence. He's under FBI and CIA residence. He won't be able to be tracked by us normal people. You see, with normal IP addresses. You see? And it all makes sense, people. It all makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna put it to you like this. If Tupac was a actual real revolutionary, some of his teachings would not be taught in universities in this country. You have a lot of his teachings that are actually taught in certain universities in this school. So that means the education system of the United States accepts Tupac's information. Okay, that is for a reason. You cannot do that unless you are tied to a form of Freemasonry. Period. End of story. End of fucking story. Like I said, if you don't believe me, just go check this YouTube channel out. And the most profound video on this YouTube channel, it's chapter 28, Tupac, the Industry Plant, 15 minutes and 52 seconds long. Please watch it in its entirety. Please read everything that's on the screen and take all the information in, okay? I don't want people to be emotional thinkers. We have to come into this knowing how to think critically and know how to use discernment, okay? Okay? Tupac was a fucking government agent, CIA operative, okay? And his name was Lassane Crooks, okay? Okay, and just think about it. You know that Tupac's mom was a Black Panther. So if she's a Black Panther and she knows the power of indigenous names and his father was on the same shit, why would she name Tupac a white government name? Why would she give him a name that goes against what the Black Panthers represent? You people better wake the fuck up. You people better wake the fuck up, man. Okay? Because I just shattered a whole bunch of motherfucking paradigms with this video. You know, hopefully, you know, they don't try to do some funny shit with this video like they did to my Hitler video. So with all that being said, that's really all I had to say on this topic. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Okay? Like, subscribe, and share. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.
Okay, guys. So with that being said, that was once again another great video. This is crazy. I've never done this for any YouTuber before. I've said in several of my videos, this is my favorite YouTuber. I really, really feel like he is putting his real shit on the line to not sugarcoat anything. And that's how I feel. I don't know what the issue is. Anyways, okay, let's proceed on with this. Believe it or not, we have actually reached the 10th video. And this video will be, and I know a lot of us, it's just getting hip to this shit, but this is crazy. This young king here, yeah, so this video is June 24th, 2016. So it lets you know how long he's been dedicated to speaking truth and nothing but the truth. I admire him for certain reasons. There's certain things that I just don't I don't see being done right now when it comes to, you know, the level of truth that we really need. I'm very, very impressed with the way that he puts things together. He's a real leader and a real teacher. And yeah, we're not sleeping on anyone real, not while I'm here. With that being said, let's get started on this last video, which is number 10, which he titled RFG ChosenOne Mini Biography. Enjoy.
What's good? Good people. It's your boy RFG back at it lately.
We got it.
This video I'm going to be explaining basically a little bit more about my personal life and my past and basically how I grew up. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada. A lot of people don't understand that the crime rate in Las Vegas, Nevada is terrible. It is absolutely terrible, people. If you get a chance, do your research and put in on Google, you know what I mean, the crime rate in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is horrendous. And there's an agenda with the media and the casino owners in Las Vegas, because if they give out all the information about all the crime that goes on in Las Vegas, they're going to lose a lot of money, especially tourist money. Las Vegas makes most of its money off of the casinos and tourists that come here to spend their money from all across the world. Well, if other people in other states in America see on TV the real shit that goes on in Las Vegas, they're not going to want to come here. You see what I'm saying? So there's an agenda with the casino owners and the countrywide news stations, okay, the mainstream news stations. And the mainstream news stations basically keep Las Vegas's business under the rug, okay? We all know the saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That is absolutely true, okay? Because like I said, if they exposed all the stuff that went down in the city on air, like on national TV, nobody would want to come spend their money here. I promise you that, okay? So I was here most of my life, you know what I'm saying? Besides 1 year in Arizona, I spent basically all my life in Las Vegas. My mother, you know what I mean, was a melanated woman. My father was Colombian. He was part Spaniard and part Incan, okay? And he worked at a military base, you know what I mean, that we all know as Area 51 for about 22 years. He got hired there in 1990 and he retired in 2014, I believe. Yeah, 2013 or 2014. And I just remember growing up as a child, you know what I mean? I would only see my father twice, 2 times out of the month. And it was very strange because, you know, my dad used to tell me things that were going on at his job. And, you know, I would think he was lying, but he would tell me about secret military weapons that they were making at his job. And I would see what he told me about in the movies about 3 or 4 years later after he told me. So when I would watch certain movies, certain sci-fi movies, and I'd see those vehicles, I'd remember my dad telling me, you know what I'm saying, that they were working on that project at his job, okay? And I used to tell my friends as well, but they, you know what I'm saying, they used to think I was crazy. They never believed me. One of the most important things that I feel that happened to me in my childhood was my mother used to always tell me, you know what I mean, no matter what your skin shade is, no matter how light your complexion is, this is a country that's basically controlled by white people, and white people are always going to view you as a nigga. And that's what my melanated mother always told me. And for all the subscribers who want to know, you know what I'm saying, why do I conduct myself the way I conduct myself? Why do I act the way I act? To be real, to be honest, it all goes back to my mother
and what she used to tell me growing up in the ghetto. Okay. She used to tell me, no matter how light your skin complexion is, you know what I'm saying? These white people are going to view you as non-white, plain and simple. So that's how I carried out my life. I hung out, you know what I'm saying? When the relationship with me and my mother took a dive, you know what I mean? I hung out with the criminals, with the thugs, you know what I mean? Just like almost every other, you know what I'm saying, young melanated man that was my age at the time. You see what I'm saying? Because I was misguided, and my family basically ostracized me when I reached the age of 17, going into 18. Okay, when I refused to go to the military. I refused to go to the military in 2010 after I graduated high school. And I did this because I was shown a video, basically 2.5 hours long, showing forensic evidence that 9/11, that September 11th was a inside job and a hoax. At that point, you know what I'm saying, I lost all faith and all trust in the United States government. And I basically said I would die before I serve a government that kills its own people just to raid other countries and take their resources. You know what I'm saying? I said that. I made that stand, and I said that at the age of 18. Okay, so that kept me out of the military. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my family members started to view me as different. And also by me denying the military caused me to be jobless for 2 whole years. So between 2010 and 2012, I was basically jobless, damn near homeless. You know what I'm saying? I was still selling drugs at the time. And a lot of times I would go to the library to study astronomy, astrology, and numerology. And because I always had an interest in astronomy and astrology since I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Other kids in elementary school would be focused on what's going on in the media, you know, some Disney Channel, Cartoon Network bullshit. I was the only kid looking at the sci-fi books, looking at the UFO books, looking at the space books. I was the only kid in all my classes in elementary and middle school. And like I said, people thought I was weird. Between 2010 and 2012, I would spend a lot of my time in the library studying ancient astrology, astronomy, and numerology. And when I found books on numerology, that led me to start studying natal charts. Now, it's pretty crazy because the numerology that I stumbled upon is known as Babylonian, I'm gonna repeat, Babylonian and Kemetic numerology. It goes all the way back to Babylon, okay? The numerology I study. And I learned this starting in 2010. So I've been studying Babylonian, Kemetic numerology, astronomy, astrology, and numerology for about 6 years straight. Like I said, 6 heavy years straight. And that's why I have the level of knowledge that I have. And that is my method of decoding certain events, or basically all events that go on in the world. That's how I decode them. I use Babylonian numerology, Kemetic numerology, okay? And I go off of basically astrology, how the planets and stars are aligned around this earth, okay? And like I said, man, everything that happened to me throughout my life, I feel was destined. I feel like I'm destined to be in the position that I am today. And I feel like I'm part of a chosen generation. And I was chosen to wake a lot of people up because of the location that my father worked, because of, you know what I'm saying, individuals on my mother's side of the family being part of the Black Panther organization and already knowing about the corruption in the government. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was born to do this. Like I said, my mother was born the same year the Black Panther organization was established. You know what I'm saying? I was born the same year of the Rodney King riots. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand But when a child is born in a certain year, the child is going to acquire the energy. The child is going to acquire the energy of the events that are taking place that year. That is going to stick with the child for the rest of its life. Okay, a lot of people don't understand how energy really works. Okay, especially with newborns. That a lot of people they're just not aware of that information. Okay, so this was a very long journey for me to get to the point where I'm at today. Because after I did all that studying in the library from 2010 to 2012, I say about late 2011, that's when I moved to Arizona with a couple of high school friends. I was going to Mesa Community College in Mesa, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? I was still dealing drugs. I basically dropped out of college, and then I hit rock bottom financially. It got so bad to the point where my sister had to pay just for me to go back to Las Vegas. Because like I said, I hit rock bottom and I had no finances. I had no income. So when I came back to Vegas in 2012, I basically pawned everything I owned just to put food in my mom's refrigerator. And I got called by this organization called Nevada Partners. They're like an internship organization that helps you find full-time employment. And I got hired by Catholic Charities. Yeah, I got hired by Catholic Charities, which was my first full-time job making legal money. Okay. And during that whole year of 2012 is when I started doing my most heavy research. May 27th of 2012, I was part of a pastor's sermon, and the pastor's name was Pastor Ryan. And he basically put his hand over my head and prophesied it over me, and basically saw everything that went on in my past, saw what was going on in my present, and said, if I turn to the one true creator, if I turn to the one true creator and turn my life over to the one true creator. And it's funny because he didn't mention Jesus. He didn't mention Jesus Christ. I think everything happens for a reason. He said, if I turn to the one true creator, that everything that I would dream of, everything that I would wish would basically come into fruition. Okay. And at that moment, there was a sharp pain in the back of my head. And I swear to God, there was like a fucking giant light ray that came through the back of my head, through my eyes. And I was blinded. Like I said, I was blinded. I couldn't even see. And all I could see was a ray of light. And the energy was so strong, all I could do was start tearing up. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, I wasn't even emotional or anything. The energy that was coming through the back of my head was so damn intense. Like that was the only thing I could do to release the energy was to tear up. And from that moment on, I feel like my pineal gland, that energy was coming from my pineal gland. And from that moment on, my pineal gland was basically decalcified. Okay, from that moment on. That's what I think the creator did to me to gain the amount of wisdom that I gained from 2012 to 2014. Because from 2012 to 2014, that's when I found out, you know what I'm saying, Jesus was alive. That's when I found out that what was going on in these underground military bases was actually fact and not fiction. You see what I'm saying? That's when I found out etymology, 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 the history of words and the power that words hold, the history of words, and that people actually curse themselves by what they call themselves and what they say and what comes out of their mouth. Okay, words hold their own energy through etymology. Okay, I learned that from 2012 to 2014. I was brought to master teachers. You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Delbert Blair, rest in peace. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, rest in peace. the 13th Son, Phil Valentine, okay? Dr. Layla Africa, you see what I'm saying? Dr. Henry Clark, okay? Dr. Khalid Muhammad, you see what I'm saying? Master teachers, okay? And Dr. Ray Hagan as well. So when I started listening to these individuals' lectures, that's when my whole psyche changed up. And when the 13th Son dropped his Trayvon Martin ritual video, July 13th of 2013, that's when I said, you know what I'm saying, forget it. I'm just going to drop Christianity as a whole and become a Moor/Mason, you know what I'm saying? And basically live my life how it's supposed to be and practice what I preach. You see what I'm saying? Live my life for the creator and the ancestors. Okay. So that's basically how I've obtained the knowledge that I've obtained today. And that is why I hold the energy I do. And I basically act the way I act. Okay. It all goes back to everything that I've been through in life and everything that I've learned and everything that I've been shown by master teachers. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? That's really all I had to say about that topic. You know what I'm saying? I hope, you know what I'm saying, I answered a lot of people's questions. My next video is going to be a little bit more in depth about this whole natal chart science. I'm getting ready to show you guys how to basically predict how much material resources one can gain in one's life in a natal chart. I'm gonna show you how to look at a female's natal chart and see what kind of men she's attracted to. I'm gonna show you guys how to look into a male's natal chart and show what kind of females he's attracted to naturally. Also the relationship with his mother, the relationship with the female's mother, you know what I'm saying? What kind of friends they're gonna attract, all of that. All of that can be shown in someone's natal chart. I'm also gonna show how you can find how psychic somebody is in their natal chart. So like I said, people, stay tuned. My next video is gonna be about, you know, more about natal chart science. I appreciate everybody who supported the RFG movement, Atlantean movement. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.
Okay, you guys. So yeah, believe it or not, I literally just showed, it's just my opinion. I wanted to celebrate his channel so bad. And you guys, all this stuff isn't necessary and it's needed. There are people right now that really, really need to understand the impact that they've had on this conscious community, you know, and they also need to understand that we can tell when you're coming from a love frequency. We can really see that. I'm gonna actually be doing this to a couple more channels. I want to do Conjure Queen. I love Conjure Queen. I DM'd her, told her about my idea, that she said she was okay with it. And there's a few other people that I'm thinking about, but I just want these people to be recognized and understand, you know, we see you. We see what's going on. And thank you. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for talking. And thank you for being a part of this shift. It's not easy to do. And we really do appreciate you guys, especially the ones that have been here already. So it's time to give credit when it's due and be grateful for our leaders, our new leaders. I'm proud of you guys. RFG Chosen One, I love you. You're the best, the best, best, best. With that being said, I'm going to get off of here. And I will see what's going on. Yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.